Hello, everyone. This is another installment of the Fashion Week Online Influencer Series, and we are definitely honored today with sitting with the famed designer, Vivienne Tam. Pleasure for having us.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, as we do, as customary, I want to go back to a little of the beginning.
Yeah.
So, you were born in the largest city in the South.
Canton.
In Canton, China.
Guangzhou, we call it Guangzhou.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So, now, from you're renowned for being the East to West fusion fashion designer. So, when were you introduced to the Western style, and how did you infuse it and become known as the best of both worlds with your style?
I grew up in Hong Kong, that Hong Kong is like East meets West, and I'm the embodiment of the East meets West culture, and I grew up with it, and we use chopsticks, at home. But when we go out, we use forks, and then all that night, and then we learn, Western culture, But we grew up in the Eastern culture, like Chinese Buddhist culture, and I go to temples, with my parents. But that in the school, a Christian school or Catholic school, we sing hymns and we read Bibles, and it's a bit confused when we grow up, but it's part of me, and I loved it, And then we study English and the Chinese history and Chinese literature, and it's really because of the culture, the mixed culture, become who I am. Therefore, it's my work. I'm who I am, and then when I grew up, I don't understand why we're Chinese, but we're always only looking to the Western culture, and then Chinese, it's the history and it's so amazing, especially the art, the artifacts and the handicraft. It's amazing, and I grew up, and shopping, Chinese department stores, and it makes me really, the Chinese department store product is amazing. Why don't I transform them into a modern, contemporary products? And I always have that passion when I grow up, especially, I make my own clothes. My mother taught me, how to make clothes for myself. I even know what's called fashion at that time. I just love making clothes for myself, and I don't have money to have doors, and I make dress for myself. I dress up myself. Myself become a door, Yeah.
So you were your first model.
Around, Yes, my first model, and I love dressing myself, and love, when I make my own clothes, when I wear it, people say, "Oh, you look beautiful. I love your dress," and I feel really happy.
Exactly.
That moment is gives me, I think that is my driving force, and it's passion and the Chinese culture. And when I grow up, I don't mind, my love, I want to share, what I'm doing, but inject, Chineseness to my work, and I can share my culture to the world through my work. I become the bridge of the two cultures.
The East and West, yes.
Yes, and when I came over here, and I love, New York, it gave me the opportunity to become who I am. Because in Hong Kong, everybody is Vivienne, you'll never be successful. Because people are only looking to the Western
to the
stuff,
culture, Western
for the fashions,
right.
and then you are Chinese name, you're making Chinese as inspiration, use Chinese inspiration, it's never going to be successful. It's I want to be who I am. I want to really to share the culture, my culture to the world, and I also learn about the culture to myself.
Right.
That's how I start.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's my passion, my culture and the mix of the East and the West, the modern and the old history. Constantly, drive the balance of the yin, the philosophy, the yin and yang philosophy.
Right.
We are constantly living in the world is the yin yang. 5 elements.
Balance,
I want to share the cultural philosophies, to the world, the way how we live.
Oh no, yeah, it translates really well.
Thank you.
It translates really well.
And there's so many beautiful, patterns and workmanships. If I can translate them, all of them, by each collection has a different theme, then I learn from it, and at the same time how I translate them into the clothing, and then when people wearing it, it's like we're creating a conversation. I believe that is the work that's a voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You create your own voice through your work.
Absolutely. Exactly. Now let me ask you. Now a lot of you may not know, but she used to sell her designs from a duffel bag to Henry Bendel.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And other New York stores. But who was there for you in the beginning, and what would you say was your biggest break to break into this market? When do you think that turning point came?
It was, I really don't know anything when I started, I don't really know there's a garment bag. I folded everything into duffel bags, and then went to the opening day. I think Henry Bento has the opening days, and then the buyer's called Carol Bronx. I remember her name, Carol Bronx, and just she loved, I wear, like the whole outfit, inside my big China, those army coat. I braided my hair and don't know anything about anything. Don't know anything, I mean, no garment bag, just duffel bags with like 20 something pieces of my work, and she loved it, and she, I mean, the whole years I haven't seen something like that exciting, It was really exciting for me, and she will like, oh, Vivienne, you should call like, Seth, you should call Barney's, and she gave me so many suggestions, whom I should, who I should talk to, and give me such a great advice, and he said, Vivienne, I will give you the window. I was so amazing. I said, but can I have like cash on delivery? He said, yes, of course. I said, great, I love that, And I learned about the business. It's America, give me the opportunity. It's New York, give me the opportunities, to become who I am. And I feel really excited, to be here and then going to all the stores. And of course, it's very difficult in the very beginning trying to call the stores. I'm a Chinese designer, coming, from Hong Kong. They say there's no designers, there's only manufacturers. But I really want to. That's the driving force that I want to show them. There's Chinese designers. There's Chinese, not just the manufacturers, there's creativity there, There's so much, histories and culture there. So much really inside myself that want to make it, that through my work, I want to show the world,
that there are people, that there are people out there that are talented.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not just manufacturers. There's creativity. There's designers there. There's such a great history there.
Now, let me ask you this: a lot of our viewers know you from the East Wind Code and the Mayo Collection. Did I pronounce that right? Mayo Collection. Now, Mao Collection. There we go. See, Mao.
Yeah, it's okay.
Always ask if you don't know. Don't assume. You and Zhang Heng. Zhang Chu. Yeah. See, gotta get the names right. Yeah, struck a chord with the Chinese market during that time. Now, was there a point where you wanted to pull back and felt you were doing too much? You were bringing too much Chinese culture, or did you always know that this was working and you wanted to stay in that lane? Oh,
because of that collections, it gave me the world recognitions, and it is the art and fashion. This I crossed the board of fashion into art and art to fashion, and it was so many problems while doing that collection, but it gave me because the collection gave me that I really love that. It's the beginning of me, mixing the art and fashion together, and actually enhanced me to do more and more, working with the artists, and then give me much reinforce me that I'm an artist. I'm an artist,
right?
But I'm using clothing as a vehicle to express, my feeling, my passion, and therefore every collections, and I'm trying to choose the theme that I can able to use my embroideries and fabrics, how to mixing the fabrics, and how to interpret art into fashion to make it the people can wear and look good on them, and really also selling well too. I have to think about art and also commerce at the same time.
Absolutely.
Very, very important. And then it look good on the person, and able, also to like there was a conversation between the designer and the wearer. There's a conversation, and I feel that like my show is like a gallery. People come in to see my work, but it's wearable art.
Yeah, it
and
is.
It's they can see my how I interpret the ideas through my embroideries, the treatments, and the embellishments, and the way how I mix the fabrics and the forms, and all combined together to create the art form.
Absolutely.
And then the person, they will look good on the person, and that's my challenge, and that's my excitement of every collection, how I do it.
So, getting on to the collection, now you have a collection that's about to come soon.
Yes.
What can they expect from the collection, and is there going to be a new fusion of some art that you've seen? Do you go and look at artwork and then kind of
All the time, I go to all the art shows and galleries and always constantly thinking about how I'm using fabric and technology fabric, different kind of fabrics or like breastplate, all kind of materials and mix things, and create something new textures, new surface like effects, and all different. I'm looking at like new way of like mixing, like sewing, techniques and fabrications to really make it new. That's my challenge. Of course, next collection you will see some of of that combinations together. Constantly like technology fabric and more traditional fabrics mixing together, and and you will see some like new directions too in the coming collection that you're going to see. Yeah.
Now, it's funny you said the technology address, because I know you did the collaboration with Netbook, with the HP.
Yes.
And now, do you have any, is that a lane you want to go in, more technology based? Because there's such a big technology spill in the world today as far as everyone using technology. Was that your goal with that, or it just kind of naturally, organically happened that technology infused
Always
its way in?
I think it's naturally, happening because we can't live without technology every.
Absolutely.
Like technology fabrics, I mean that, like this is a technology fabric. I put in the embroideries application on these pieces what I'm wearing. And it's very interesting, It's like old materials and mixing with the new materials together, creating a new interest, new visual interest, and the surface textures. I think I love about that. And then partner with like technology company, different kind of technology company, enable me to learn more about the technology world and how to communicate with like my customers. I can't say that they're customers, they're my fans.
Absolutely.
And I learn about the other side of the business, and it's win-win situations, and it's really, really great. I can use technology, to express my creativities and my view of fashions, and I think it's really, really great. And it's just to share my love, of fashion, my culture to the world,
It's
and my
a better
designs
way
to the
of-
world.
it's a better
So it's a
platform.
great opportunities.
Absolutely.
That we can't live without technologies. Every day, every month, you have the new way of communication.
Absolutely.
Like it's a different form of creativities.
New apps, new everything
New
every
apps,
day.
it's like communications, and I mean new designs. It's so exciting. We're in a very exciting century.
Now, let me ask you one last question. For any designers, if you met the younger version of you
Yes.
when you first started, what advice would you give the younger version of you now that you know what you know and you've been in the business?
Oh, it's very tough business, very, very difficult business. You constantly, what is new? And everybody's, what is new this season?
Every season, yep.
So constantly you got to really truly believe in what you're doing and has passion in what you're doing. You just have to go for it. You believe in something, you just have to go for it. There's difficulties, ups and downs in the fashion world. Yeah, there's one season they love your work, and the next season they didn't love you. It's not they didn't love, but there's somebody new. They
went to someone else. Yes.
They wanted somebody else. Then you just have to stay true to yourself. Keep growing. Keep going there. And then you'll find your own voice, and your customer, still believe. The customer love you. They keep loving you and grow better. If your work is growing better, you have to keep growing. Keep yourself growing.
Now I know that's
Never give up. Never give up. And persistency is so important. So yeah.
And because I know that was the last question, but I just wanted to ask you one thing because you mentioned it, and it's a good point. When you have a season, and say the press or the media or the buyers don't receive it well, how do you get over that? Like, how do you find the motivation to keep going, or does it really hurt, or do you just kind of brush it off and kind of make sure you
I
stay
constantly
in it?
people telling me, "Vivienne, don't do too many Chinese." It's like this season people like don't want to have Chinese again, you know. I mean, you constantly giving the Chinese stuff, you know, to the customers, you know. I mean, like, you know, and great if you this is a Chinese trend, you know. I'm saying, you know, even though you do like East meets West, but still, you know, I mean,
Right.
and but you just say, it is what I love. It's what I'm doing. Is I need to please myself, you know,
Right.
too. I really need to be happy what I'm doing, and but if I keep on inventing myself and doing something new, you know, how I'm using how I'm doing what I love to do, but bring something newness. You know, keep thinking about newness, inventing yourself. I think that's most important. You know, and being positive, not like because they don't like, you know, my work. They go on, you know, somebody else. You know, and then you give up. You know, no. You really even much better. You analyze yourself, and they give you. I mean, this is really great. You listen to the buyers, you listen to your fans, to see what they want and how to really. About, you know, fashion is about, you know, how, you know, we need to sell too, and we're not just, when we talk about art, you know, I'm not to say, I'm not thinking about, you know, to sell. For me, it's very important able to deliver beautiful collections that, you know, it's great looking and also sells well, and when a person wearing it, people loved it. I think that's more important. It's not just the person wearing it too, and the people looking at you, they love what you're working, they love what you're wearing. I think that's very, very important. Like, never give up, you know, invent yourself, you know, and what is the newness in your work and challenging yourself. I think that's very important, you know, never give up, you know.
Now that's a good note.
When it's a difficulties, it really making you stronger. I found difficulties making you stronger, you know, and how you go through that difficulties is a challenge.
How you survive it.
The survivor. How do you really, that's really creative. That's creativity is there.
Words from the genius herself. This is the designer.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a creative there, you know. How to really make it better.
That's the challenge of every season.
That's the challenge of every season. But it's part of our life. Anyway.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How to really make it, you know,
So, this is Chris Colley from Fashion Week Online. We want to thank Vivienne Tam for giving us a little moment of her time. Now, mind you, she has a show coming up for New York Fashion Week, and she still took the time to sit down with us. So we truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Vivienne.
Chris. I'm really glad. I'm very glad, you know, to share, you know.
Oh, thank you.
know, yeah.
So this has been another installment of Fashion Week Online's Influencer Series with Vivienne Tam. We'll see you
Chris.
again. Thank
See
you.
you.
Just like